Welcome to this cozy, intuitive two-group tarot reading where we dive into the big question your heart keeps whispering about. Who is your future spouse, your soulmate, or a completely different energy you haven't met yet? In today's reading, we explore the path your love life is currently aligned with, whether your soulmate is meant to be your spouse, who else might be entering your romantic timeline, the energy of your future marriage, what your guides want you to know about destiny, choice, and love. Choose the group you feel drawn to. Trust your intuition, your body, your first spark. Your soul always knows. But remember, what came through today was lovingly revealed by compassionate deities, your spirit guide, the angels, and the universe, all working together to offer you insight and clarity. Please remember, this reading is for entertainment purposes only. Life is always changing, and your path is shaped by your choices, actions, and the intentions you set. Nothing is set in stone, and your free will is your greatest power. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and above all, stay kind to yourself. When I look at the cards you pulled for Group 1, the energy hits with a kind of emotional clarity that doesn't tiptoe around anything. It doesn't ease you in gently. It doesn't sugarcoat. It comes forward with this unmistakable sense of truth, like the universe has been waiting for the right moment to finally say what it has been trying to whisper to you for a long time. The Lovers upright, the Five of Swords upright, the Ten of Pentacles upright, the Ten of Wands reversed, Temperance reversed, and the Tower upright together create a story that is not just about love or marriage. It's about the evolution of your heart, the way your soul has been shaped by past experiences, and the way your future is being prepared for something that is meant to be deeply aligned with who you are becoming. And I want to start by saying this, because it's the emotional truth that sits underneath everything else in this reading. You are not someone who is meant for a shallow love. You are not someone who is meant for a relationship that feels temporary or surface level or convenient. You are someone whose heart has always been wired for depth, for meaning, for connection that feels like it reaches into the soul. And whether you've admitted that to yourself or not, the cards are acknowledging it. They're saying, yes, you are someone who feels love intensely. Yes, you are someone who notices the small things. Yes, you are someone who remembers the details, the tone of someone's voice, the way their energy shifts, the way their presence affects you. And because of that, your path in love has never been simple. It has never been linear. It has never been the kind of story that fits neatly into a box. The Lovers upright is the first card that sets the tone for everything. This card doesn't show up when the question is casual. It doesn't show up when the connection is fleeting. It shows up when the bond is real, when the soul recognizes something familiar, when the heart feels pulled toward someone in a way that doesn't make logical sense but feels spiritually undeniable. The Lovers upright tells me that the idea of a soulmate is not just a concept for you. It's something you've felt, something you've known, something that has shaped the way you love and the way you hope. And whether this soulmate is someone you've already met or someone who is still entering your life, the energy of this card says that the connection is significant. It's not just romantic. It's transformative. But then the Five of Swords upright comes in, and this is where the story becomes more complicated. This card speaks to conflict, miscommunication, ego wounds, and moments where two people who care deeply about each other end up hurting each other because they don't know how to express what they're really feeling. It's the card of tension that comes from fear, from vulnerability, from wanting to protect yourself even when your heart is pulling you toward someone. And in the context of a soulmate connection, the Five of Swords often shows up when the bond is strong but the timing, the emotional readiness, or the communication isn't aligned. It can indicate a separation, a misunderstanding, or a moment where the connection feels like it's slipping through your fingers even though neither person truly wants to let go. And I want to pause here because this is where the reading starts to shift from collective to personal. This is where the cards begin speaking directly to you, not just to group one as a whole. Because the Five of Swords upright is acknowledging something you've experienced in love that left a mark on you. Something that made you question whether deep connections are worth the emotional risk. Something that made you wonder whether love always comes with pain, or whether you're destined to repeat the same patterns. And the cards are saying no. That's not your destiny. That's not the truth of your path. But it is something you've carried, and it has shaped the way you approach relationships. The Ten of Pentacles upright is the card that brings everything back into focus. This is the card of long-term commitment, stability, family, legacy, and the kind of partnership that lasts. When this card appears in a reading about marriage, it is one of the strongest indicators that marriage is not only possible for you, but deeply aligned with your life path. It suggests that you are meant to build something lasting with someone. You are meant to have a relationship that feels like home, that feels grounded, that feels like a shared life rather than two separate lives trying to coexist. The Ten of Pentacles is not about temporary passion. It's about building a future with someone who feels like a true partner. But here's where the reading becomes even more personal. The Ten of Pentacles upright doesn't just say you will marry. It says you will marry someone who feels aligned with your soul. Someone who understands you. Someone who wants the same things you want. Someone who is willing to build with you, not just love you. And that's important because the cards are acknowledging that you've had experiences where you were the one doing the emotional labor, the one carrying the weight, the one trying to hold everything together. And the Ten of Pentacles upright is saying that your marriage will not be like that. It will be balanced. It will be mutual. It will be stable. The Ten of Wands reversed is the card that confirms this. This card appears when someone is releasing burdens, letting go of emotional weight, and finally stepping into a phase of life where relationships become easier, lighter, and more aligned. It suggests that you are moving away from connections that drain you and toward connections that support you. It suggests that you are learning to put down responsibilities that were never yours to carry. And in the context of marriage, it means that the person you end up with will not be someone who adds stress to your life. They will be someone who helps you breathe. Temperance reversed is where the reading becomes more emotionally intense. This card speaks to imbalance, impatience, and the feeling that something is out of sync. It can indicate that the soulmate connection is not currently aligned, or that one or both people are not ready for the level of harmony the relationship requires. It can also point to timing issues. Sometimes the soulmate is the right person at the wrong time. Sometimes the connection needs space to recalibrate. Sometimes the universe needs to intervene to create the conditions for the relationship to work. And then the Tower upright arrives, and this is the moment where the reading shifts into its deepest emotional truth. The Tower upright represents sudden change, upheaval, and the breaking down of old structures. It is not a gentle card, but it is a necessary one. In the context of your love life, the Tower suggests that something significant will shift before you reach the point of marriage. This could be a breakup, a revelation, a moment of clarity, or a dramatic change in circumstances. The Tower often appears when the universe is clearing the path for something better, something more aligned, something that could not exist while the old patterns were still in place. And this is where the question becomes real. Will you marry your soulmate, or will you marry someone else? The cards are not giving a simple yes or no. They are giving a story, a journey, a transformation. And the answer depends on whether the soulmate connection can move through the tower moment and come out stronger on the other side. The tower upright is the moment in this reading where everything becomes honest. It's the point where the universe stops letting you hold on to anything that isn't aligned with your future. And I want to be very clear here because this is where the reading shifts from being a general message to something that feels like it's speaking directly to you. The tower is not here to punish you. It's not here to take something away from you. It's here to remove what has been blocking you from the kind of love you are meant to experience. And sometimes that means a relationship has to fall apart before it can be rebuilt. Sometimes it means a soulmate connection has to go through a period of separation or silence or emotional upheaval before both people can come back together in a healthier, more aligned way. And sometimes it means the soulmate connection was meant to awaken you, not accompany you into marriage. This is the part of the reading where your spirit guides step in more strongly. They're showing me that you have a tendency to hold on to relationships long after they've stopped being good for you. Not because you're weak, not because you're afraid, but because you love deeply. You love with your whole heart. You see the potential in people. You see who they could be, not just who they are in the moment. And that's beautiful. It's one of your greatest strengths. But it also means that sometimes you stay in situations that drain you, hoping they will transform. And the tower is the universe's way of saying, you don't have to carry this anymore. You don't have to fix everything. You don't have to hold on to something that isn't holding you back with the same strength. The tower upright is also showing me that there will be a moment in your love life where something shifts suddenly. It could be a realization. It could be a conversation. It could be a moment where you finally see the truth of a connection that you've been trying to understand for a long time. And this moment will change everything. It will either break the soulmate connection open in a way that allows it to heal and rebuild, or it will release you from it entirely so you can move toward the person who is meant to be your long-term partner. And this is where the question becomes more nuanced. Will you marry your soulmate, or will you marry someone else? The Lovers upright and the Ten of Pentacles upright together suggests that marriage to a soulmate is absolutely possible. The connection is real. The potential is strong. The long-term energy is present. But the Five of Swords upright, Temperance reversed, and the Tower upright suggest that the soulmate connection is not currently aligned. There is conflict. There is imbalance. There is something that needs to be confronted or released before the connection can move forward. Your guides are showing me that the soulmate connection, if it is the one you marry into, will not be a smooth, effortless journey. It will require growth. It will require vulnerability. It will require both people to face their fears and their patterns. It will require honesty. It will require emotional maturity. And if both people are willing to do that work, the connection can absolutely lead to marriage. But if one person is not ready, if one person is still operating from fear or ego or avoidance, the Tower will step in and create a separation that allows you to move toward someone who is ready. And here's the part that feels the most personal. Your guides are saying that you are ready for a deep, aligned, emotionally fulfilling relationship. You are ready for a partner who meets you where you are. You are ready for a marriage that feels stable, grounded, and supportive. You are ready for a love that doesn't feel like a battle. You are ready for a connection that doesn't require you to sacrifice your emotional well-being. And because you are ready, the universe will not allow you to stay in a relationship that isn't aligned with that readiness. This means that if your soulmate is not ready to meet you at that level, the universe will guide you towards someone who is. And that person will feel just as aligned, just as familiar, just as spiritually significant. They may not be the soulmate you originally imagined, but they will be the partner who is meant to walk beside you into marriage. But if your soulmate is ready, if they go through their own tower moment, if they confront their own fears and patterns, if they choose growth over avoidance, then the connection can absolutely come back together in a way that leads to marriage. The Tower doesn't destroy what is meant to last. It destroys what is built on shaky foundations. And if the soulmate connection is meant to be your marriage, the Tower will strengthen it by removing the parts that were not serving either of you. Your guides are also showing me that the Ten of Wands reversed is a sign that your future marriage will not feel heavy. It will not feel like something you have to carry alone. It will not feel like a burden. It will feel like a partnership. It will feel like two people sharing the weight of life together. It will feel like support, not strain. And that's important because you've had relationships where you were the one doing the emotional labor. You were the one trying to fix things. You were the one trying to hold everything together. And your guides are saying that your marriage will not be like that. It will be balanced. It will be mutual. It will be emotionally safe. Temperance reversed is also showing me that you have a tendency to give more than you receive in relationships. You try to create harmony even when the other person is not contributing to it. You try to keep the peace even when it costs you your own emotional well-being. And your guides are saying that this pattern is ending. You are stepping into a phase of life where you will no longer tolerate imbalance. You will no longer tolerate relationships that drain you. You will no longer tolerate partners who do not show up for you. And because of that, the universe is aligning you with someone who will meet you halfway. The Tower upright is the moment where this shift becomes undeniable. It's the moment where you realize that you cannot build a future on a foundation that is unstable. It's the moment where you choose yourself. It's the moment where you release the fear of being alone. It's the moment where you trust that the universe has something better for you. And that moment will lead you directly toward the marriage that is meant for you. Your guides are also saying that the soulmate connection, if it is meant to be your marriage, will return to you after the Tower moment. It will return in a healthier, more aligned form. It will return with clarity. It will return with emotional maturity. It will return with a sense of readiness that was not present before. But if the soulmate connection is not meant to be your marriage, the Tower will release you from it, so you can move toward the partner who is meant to be your lifelong companion. And here's the part that feels the most important. Your guides are saying that you will not miss your destiny. You will not choose the wrong person. You will not end up in a marriage that is misaligned. The universe will intervene if you stray from your path. The Tower will intervene if you try to hold on to something that isn't meant for you. You are being guided toward the love that is meant for you, and you will recognize it when it arrives. There's something incredibly important happening in the energy of this reading, and it becomes clearer the deeper we go. The cards aren't just talking about whether you'll marry your soulmate or someone else. They're talking about the emotional transformation you're undergoing that will determine the answer. And this is where the reading becomes less about fate and more about alignment. Because your guides are showing me that you are stepping into a version of yourself who will no longer accept anything less than a love that feels mutual, stable, and emotionally safe. And that shift alone changes the entire trajectory of your romantic future. The Lover's upright is still the anchor of this reading. It's the card that keeps pulling me back to the idea that your heart already knows what real connection feels like. Whether you've met this soulmate already or whether they're still entering your life, the energy of this card says that your soul recognizes something, a frequency, a familiarity, a sense of home. And that recognition is not something you can force, fake, or forget. It's something that stays with you. It's something that shapes the way you love. It's something that makes you crave depth, honesty, and emotional intimacy. But the Five of Swords upright is the reminder that soulmate connections are not always smooth. They're not always easy. They're not always aligned at the same time. And your guides are showing me that you've had moments where you felt like you were fighting for clarity, fighting for understanding, fighting for emotional reciprocity. Not because the connection wasn't real, but because the timing or the emotional readiness wasn't aligned. And that's where the Tower upright becomes so important. Because the Tower is the moment where the universe steps in and says, enough. Enough confusion. Enough imbalance. Enough emotional strain. It's time for truth. It's time for clarity. It's time for alignment. And I want to talk about this Tower moment in more detail because it's not just a breakup or a dramatic event. It's a shift in your consciousness. It's a moment where you see something clearly that you couldn't see before. It's a moment where you realize that you cannot build a future on uncertainty. It's a moment where you choose yourself. And that choice is what determines whether the soulmate connection becomes your marriage or whether the universe guides you toward someone else. Your guides are showing me that the tower moment is not something you need to fear. It's something that liberates you. It's something that frees you from emotional patterns that have kept you stuck. It's something that helps you step into a version of yourself who is ready for the kind of love you've always wanted. And that's why the Ten of Wands reversed is so important, because it shows that you are releasing emotional burdens. You are letting go of relationships where you are the one carrying the weight. You are stepping into a phase of life where love becomes easier, lighter, more mutual. Temperance reversed is also showing me that you've had relationships where you were the one trying to create balance, trying to keep the peace, trying to make things work even when the other person wasn't meeting you halfway. And your guides are saying that this pattern is ending. You are no longer willing to sacrifice your emotional well-being for the sake of harmony. You are no longer willing to settle for relationships that drain you. You are no longer willing to accept partners who are inconsistent, unavailable, or emotionally immature. And because of that, the universe is aligning you with someone who is ready for the kind of love you are meant to experience. And this is where the reading becomes more intimate, more personal, more directed toward you specifically. Because your guides are showing me that you have a very specific emotional signature when it comes to love. You love deeply. You love honestly. You love with your whole heart. But you also love quietly. You don't always express everything you feel. You don't always let people see how much you care. You hold a lot inside. You observe. You analyze. You feel everything intensely, but you don't always show it. And that means that when you fall in love, it's not casual. It's not temporary. It's something that stays with you. It's something that shapes you. And because of that, the universe is not going to give you a partner who treats your heart carelessly. The universe is not going to give you a marriage that feels unstable or uncertain. The universe is not going to give you a relationship where you have to question your worth. The universe is aligning you with someone who sees you, understands you, and values you. Someone who meets you emotionally. Someone who communicates. Someone who chooses you without hesitation. And this is where the Ten of Pentacles upright becomes so important, because this card is not just about marriage. It's about building a life with someone. It's about creating a home, a family, a legacy. It's about stability. It's about partnership. It's about long-term commitment. And your guides are saying that this is your destiny. You are meant to have a marriage that feels grounded, stable, and emotionally fulfilling. You are meant to have a partner who supports you, who stands beside you, who grows with you. You are meant to have a relationship that feels like a true partnership, not a struggle. But the question remains, is that partner your soulmate, or is it someone else? The cards are showing me that the answer depends on the soulmate's readiness. The Lovers upright says the connection is real. The Five of Swords upright says the connection has challenges. Temperance reversed says the connection is currently out of balance. The Tower upright says the connection will go through a transformation. And the Ten of Pentacles upright says that marriage is in your future. The Ten of Wands reversed says that the marriage will be emotionally healthy and balanced. So the question becomes, can the soulmate connection move through the Tower moment and come out stronger on the other side? Your guides are showing me two possible paths, and both lead to a beautiful outcome. In the first path, the soulmate goes through their own Tower moment. They confront their fears. They heal their wounds. They grow emotionally. They realize what the connection means. They choose you. They return to you in a healthier, more aligned form. And the relationship becomes the marriage you are meant to have. In the second path, the soulmate does not grow. They do not confront their fears. They do not choose vulnerability. They do not meet you where you are. And the Tower releases you from the connection so you can move toward the partner who is meant to be your spouse. This person will feel aligned, familiar, and emotionally safe. They may not be the soulmate you originally imagined, but they will be the partner who is meant to walk beside you into marriage. And your guides are saying that you will not choose wrong. You will not miss your destiny. You will not end up with the wrong person. The universe will intervene if you try to hold on to something that isn't meant for you. The Tower will intervene if you try to build a future on an unstable foundation. You are being guided toward the love that is meant for you, and you will recognize it when it arrives. Your guides are also saying that the soulmate connection, if it is meant to be your marriage, will return to you after a period of transformation. It will return with clarity. It will return with emotional maturity. It will return with a sense of readiness that was not present before. But if the soulmate connection is not meant to be your marriage, the universe will guide you toward someone who is ready for the kind of love you are meant to experience. And here's the part that feels the most comforting. Your guides are saying that your future marriage will feel peaceful. It will feel stable. It will feel like home. It will not feel like chaos. It will not feel like uncertainty. It will not feel like emotional strain. It will feel like alignment. It will feel like partnership. It will feel like two people choosing each other every day. There's a moment in this reading where the energy shifts from describing your past and present to revealing something about your future that feels incredibly important. It's the moment where the cards stop talking about what has shaped you and start talking about what is waiting for you. And that moment begins with the Ten of Pentacles upright. This card is not subtle. It doesn't hint. It doesn't whisper. It speaks with certainty. It says that you are meant to have a long-term partnership that feels stable, grounded, and emotionally fulfilling. It says that you are meant to build a life with someone who feels like a true partner. It says that your future is not one of loneliness or uncertainty. It is one of connection, stability, and shared purpose. But the cards are also acknowledging that the path to that future is not straightforward. The Lovers upright shows the presence of a soulmate connection. The Five of Swords upright shows conflict or misalignment within that connection. Temperance reverse shows imbalance or timing issues. And the Tower upright shows a major shift that will change the trajectory of your love life. And this is where the reading becomes deeply personal, because your guides are showing me that you are someone who has learned love through contrast. You've learned what you want by experiencing what you don't want. You've learned what feels aligned by experiencing what feels draining. You've learned what feels like home by experiencing what feels unstable. And because of that, your heart is incredibly wise. You may not always give yourself credit for that, but you have a deep emotional intelligence that guides you even when you're not consciously aware of it. You can feel when someone is not showing up for you. You can feel when a connection is out of balance. You can feel when something is off, even if you can't articulate it. And that intuition is part of what will guide you toward the marriage that is meant for you. Your guides are showing me that the Tower moment is not something that happens to you. It's something that happens for you. It's the moment where the universe clears away anything that is standing between you and the love you are meant to experience. It's the moment where you stop settling. It's the moment where you stop carrying emotional burdens that aren't yours. It's the moment where you stop trying to fix relationships that aren't meant to be fixed. It's the moment where you choose yourself, not out of selfishness, but out of self-respect. And that choice is what determines whether the soulmate connection becomes your marriage or whether the universe guides you toward someone else. Because your guides are showing me that the soulmate connection as it currently stands is not aligned. There is love. There is recognition. There is emotional depth. But there is also imbalance. There is conflict. There is fear. There is avoidance. There is something that needs to be confronted before the connection can move forward. And the Tower is the moment where that confrontation becomes unavoidable. Your guides are saying that the soulmate connection has the potential to become your marriage, but only if both people are willing to grow. Only if both people are willing to communicate honestly. Only if both people are willing to face their fears. Only if both people are willing to rebuild the connection on a foundation of truth. And if that happens, the marriage will be incredibly strong. It will be emotionally fulfilling. It will be stable. It will be aligned. It will be the kind of partnership that feels like destiny. But if the soulmate is not ready, if they're not willing to grow, if they're not willing to communicate, if they're not willing to meet you where you are, then the Tower will release you from the connection so you can move toward the partner who is meant to be your spouse. And that partner will feel aligned in a way that surprises you. They will feel familiar, even if you've never met them before. They will feel safe. They will feel steady. They will feel like someone who understands you without you having to explain yourself. They will feel like someone who chooses you without hesitation. Your guides are also showing me that the Ten of Wands reversed is a sign that your future marriage will not feel heavy. It will not feel like something you have to carry alone. It will not feel like a burden. It will feel like a partnership. It will feel like two people sharing the weight of life together. It will feel like support, not strain. And that's important because you've had relationships where you were the one doing the emotional labor. You were the one trying to fix things. You were the one trying to hold everything together. And your guides are saying that your marriage will not be like that. It will be balanced. It will be mutual. It will be emotionally safe. Temperance reversed is also showing me that you are learning to stop overgiving. You are learning to stop trying to create harmony in relationships where the other person is not contributing to it. You are learning to stop sacrificing your emotional well-being for the sake of keeping the peace. And that shift is part of what will lead you toward the marriage that is meant for you. Because the universe is aligning you with someone who will meet you halfway. Someone who will communicate. Someone who will show up. Someone who will not leave you guessing. Your guides are also saying that the soulmate connection, if it is meant to be your marriage, will return to you after a period of transformation. It will return with clarity. It will return with emotional maturity. It will return with a sense of readiness that was not present before. But if the soulmate connection is not meant to be your marriage, the universe will guide you towards someone who is ready for the kind of love you are meant to experience. And here's the part that feels the most comforting. Your guides are saying that your future marriage will feel peaceful. It will feel stable. It will feel like home. It will not feel like chaos. It will not feel like uncertainty. It will not feel like emotional strain. It will feel like alignment. It will feel like partnership. It will feel like two people choosing each other every day. Your guides are also saying that you will not have to chase this person. You will not have to convince them. You will not have to prove your worth. You will not have to question their intentions. The person you marry will be someone who is emotionally available, consistent, and ready for commitment. They will be someone who values communication. They will be someone who understands your emotional depth. They will be someone who sees your heart clearly and chooses it. And this is where the reading becomes even more personal. Your guides are showing me that you have a very specific emotional need in relationships. You need to feel understood. You need to feel seen. You need to feel emotionally safe. You need to feel like you can be yourself without being judged. You need to feel like your sensitivity is a strength, not a burden. And the person you marry will be someone who gives you that. They will be someone who makes you feel emotionally held. They will be someone who makes you feel like you can exhale. Your guides are also saying that the Tower moment will help you release any fear you have around love. It will help you release the fear of being abandoned. It will help you release the fear of choosing the wrong person. It will help you release the fear of repeating old patterns. It will help you step into a version of yourself who is ready for the kind of love you are meant to experience. And that love is coming. That marriage is coming. That partnership is coming. Whether it is with your soulmate or with someone else depends on the soulmate's readiness. But the outcome is the same. You will end up in a marriage that feels aligned, stable, and emotionally fulfilling. You will end up with a partner who meets you where you are. You will end up with a relationship that feels like home. There's a very specific message your spirit guides want to bring forward as we move into the final part of this reading, and it's something that feels like the emotional heart of everything the cards have been trying to say. They want you to understand that your love story is not defined by who comes into your life first. It's defined by who stays. It's defined by who grows with you. It's defined by who chooses you not just in moments of passion or connection, but in the quiet, ordinary moments where real partnership is built. And that's why the Tower upright is such a powerful part of this reading. It's the moment where the universe removes anything that is not meant to be part of your long-term story. It's the moment where clarity replaces confusion. It's the moment where truth replaces illusion. It's the moment where alignment becomes non-negotiable. Your guides are showing me that you are entering a phase of your life where you will no longer be attracted to relationships that drain you. You will no longer be drawn to partners who are inconsistent or emotionally unavailable. You will no longer feel compelled to fix or heal someone who is not willing to heal themselves. You are stepping into a version of yourself who knows your worth, who knows your emotional needs, who knows what you bring to a relationship. And that shift alone changes everything.
It changes the kind of people you attract.
It changes the kind of relationships you entertain. It changes the kind of love you are willing to accept. And that's why the soulmate question becomes so important. Because the soulmate connection, as powerful as it is not the determining factor of your marriage. The determining factor is alignment. The determining factor is readiness. The determining factor is emotional maturity. The determining factor is whether both people are willing to grow. And your guides are saying that the soulmate connection has the potential to become your marriage, but only if the soulmate is willing to meet you where you are. Only if they are willing to grow. Only if they are willing to communicate. Only if they are willing to choose vulnerability over avoidance. Only if they are willing to rebuild the connection on a foundation of truth. If they are willing, the marriage will be beautiful. It will be emotionally fulfilling. It will be stable. It will be aligned. It will be the kind of partnership that feels like destiny. It will be the kind of love that feels like home. It will be the kind of relationship that grows stronger over time. It will be the kind of marriage that feels like two souls choosing each other again and again. But if the soulmate is not willing, if they are not ready, if they are not emotionally available, if they are not willing to grow, then the universe will guide you toward someone else. And that person will be just as aligned, just as significant, just as emotionally fulfilling. They may not be the soulmate you originally imagined, but they will be the partner who is meant to walk beside you into marriage. They will be the person who shows up. They will be the person who communicates. They will be the person who chooses you without hesitation. They will be the person who makes you feel emotionally safe. They will be the person who makes you feel understood. They will be the person who makes you feel like you can finally exhale. Your guides are also saying that the soulmate connection, if it is not meant to be your marriage, will not leave you empty. It will not leave you broken. It will not leave you lost. It will leave you wiser. It will leave you stronger. It will leave you more aligned with your emotional truth. It will leave you more prepared for the love that is meant for you. Soulmates are not always meant to stay. Sometimes they are meant to awaken you.
Sometimes they are meant to teach you.
Sometimes they are meant to help you grow. And sometimes they are meant to prepare you for the partner who will become your spouse. And your guides want you to know that there is no wrong path here. There is no wrong choice. There is no wrong outcome. Whether you marry your soulmate or someone else, the marriage will be aligned with your highest good. It will be emotionally fulfilling. It will be stable. It will be grounded. It will be the kind of partnership that supports your growth rather than hindering it. It will be the kind of relationship that feels like home. Your guides are also saying that the Tower moment will bring clarity about the soulmate connection. It will help you see whether the connection is meant to be rebuilt or released. It will help you understand whether the soulmate is ready to meet you where you are. It will help you see the truth of the connection without fear, without illusion, without attachment. And that clarity will guide you toward the marriage that is meant for you. They want you to trust that the universe is not going to let you miss your destiny. They want you to trust that the right person will meet you where you are. They want you to trust that the love you are seeking is also seeking you. They want you to trust that the person you marry will be someone who values your heart, your depth, your sensitivity, your emotional intelligence. They want you to trust that your future is not one of loneliness or uncertainty. It is one of connection, stability, and emotional fulfillment. Your guides are also saying that you are entering a phase of your life where you will attract partners who are emotionally mature, grounded, and ready for commitment. You are no longer aligned with partners who are inconsistent or unavailable. You are no longer aligned with relationships that drain you. You are no longer aligned with emotional imbalance. You are aligned with stability. You are aligned with clarity. You are aligned with emotional reciprocity. You are aligned with love that feels safe. And that's why the Ten of Pentacles upright is so important. It's the card that confirms your future. It's the card that says you will marry. It's the card that says your marriage will be stable. It's the card that says your marriage will be emotionally fulfilling. It's the card that says your marriage will be aligned with your soul's purpose. It's the card that says you are meant to build a life with someone who feels like home. Your guides are also saying that the person you marry will be someone who sees your heart clearly, someone who understands your emotional depth, someone who values your sensitivity, someone who communicates openly, someone who chooses you consistently, someone who supports your growth, someone who stands beside you through both the calm and the chaos, someone who makes you feel emotionally safe, someone who makes you feel understood, someone who makes you feel loved in a way that feels steady, grounded, and real. And this is the part of the reading where the message becomes the most intimate. Your guides are saying that you deserve a love that feels like peace. You deserve a love that feels like stability. You deserve a love that feels like home. You deserve a partner who meets you where you are. You deserve a marriage that supports your emotional well-being. You deserve a relationship that grows with you. You deserve a future that feels aligned with your heart. They want you to release the fear of choosing wrong. They want you to release the fear of losing your soulmate. They want you to release the fear of being alone. They want you to release the fear of repeating old patterns. They want you to trust that the universe is guiding you toward the love that is meant for you. They want you to trust that your heart will recognize the person who is meant to be your spouse. They want you to trust that you are not walking this path alone. Your guides are also saying that the soulmate connection, if it is meant to be your marriage, will return to you after a period of transformation. It will return with clarity. It will return with emotional maturity. It will return with a sense of readiness that was not present before. But if the soulmate connection is not meant to be your marriage, the universe will guide you towards someone who is ready for the kind of love you are meant to experience. And here is the final message your guides want you to carry with you. You are not meant to chase love. You are meant to receive it. You are not meant to settle. You are meant to be cherished. You are not meant to carry the weight alone. You are meant to share it with someone who supports you. You are not meant to question your worth. You are meant to be valued. You are not meant to feel uncertain. You are meant to feel safe. You are not meant to feel alone. You are meant to feel connected. Your marriage will reflect that truth. Whether it is with your soulmate or with someone else, the outcome is the same. You will end up with a partner who feels aligned, stable, and emotionally fulfilling. You will end up in a marriage that feels like home. You will end up with a love that honors your heart. And your guides want you to know that you are ready for that love. You are ready for that marriage. You are ready for that future. And it is already on its way to you. Group 2, let's take a deep breath together as we step into this final, deeply intimate part of your reading. This is where we explore the question that so many people hold quietly in their hearts. Will you end up marrying your soulmate, or will your life lead you towards someone entirely different? And beyond that, what your spirit guides want you to understand about this path, about the timing, about the emotional preparation, and about the kind of love that is truly meant for you? The cards you pulled today are not random. They are not vague. They are not soft or symbolic in a way that leaves you guessing. They are direct. They are honest. They are layered. And they are speaking to a very specific emotional journey that you have been on for quite some time. When I look at this spread, I see a story that begins with fear, moves through awakening, confronts conflict, and ultimately leads you toward clarity, healing, and a partnership that feels aligned with your soul's growth. This is not a reading about fantasy. This is a reading about truth. And the truth is far more beautiful than anything fear has been whispering to you. We begin with the Nine of Swords upright, and this card sets the emotional tone of where you have been. It shows the weight you've been carrying, the nights where your mind wouldn't quiet down, the moments where you questioned your worth, your intuition, or your ability to choose the right partner. This card shows the emotional residue of past relationships that left you feeling uncertain or unbalanced. It shows the echoes of heartbreak that still linger in your nervous system. It shows the fear of repeating old patterns, the fear of giving too much, the fear of trusting the wrong person again. But the Nine of Swords is not here to punish you. It is here to acknowledge you. It is here to validate the emotional truth of your experience. It is here to say, yes, you have been through things that shaped the way you view love. Yes, you have been hurt. Yes, you have been disappointed. Yes, you have been left wondering whether you are destined to settle or destined to wait forever. But this card is also here to remind you that awareness is the beginning of transformation. You are not stuck in this energy.
You are not defined by it.
You are not doomed to repeat it. You are simply in the process of healing from it. Your guides want you to know that the fear you feel around love is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is a sign that you care deeply. It is a sign that you love with your whole heart. It is a sign that you have a sensitive, intuitive, emotionally rich inner world. And while that sensitivity has made you vulnerable in the past, it is also the very thing that will help you recognize the right partner when they appear. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. It is your compass. Then we move into the Ace of Wands upright, and this is where the energy shifts dramatically. If the Nine of Swords is the emotional night, the Ace of Wands is the sunrise. It is the spark of new beginnings, new passion, new direction, and new life force. This card shows that your future partner enters your life not as a continuation of your past, but as a disruption to it. They awaken something in you. They remind you that love is not supposed to feel like fear. It is supposed to feel like possibility. It is supposed to feel like inspiration. It is supposed to feel like a door opening, not closing. The Ace of Wands suggests that the person you marry is someone who brings a sense of renewal into your life. They may come in unexpectedly, or at a moment when you are not actively searching. They may appear when you are focused on your own growth, your own creativity, or your own healing. They may enter your life through a spark of excitement, a moment of recognition, or a feeling of being pulled toward them without fully understanding why. This is not a slow, confusing, uncertain connection. This is a connection that ignites something inside you. Your guides are saying that the love you are moving toward is not lukewarm. It is not something you settle for. It is not something that feels like a compromise. It is something that feels alive. It is something that feels aligned. It is something that feels like a yes in your body, not just in your mind. And that is important because your past may have taught you to expect less, to accept less, or to tolerate emotional ambiguity. But the Ace of Wands is here to remind you that your future is not meant to mirror your past. You are stepping into a new chapter, and this chapter begins with clarity, passion, and inspiration. Then we arrive at the Three of Pentacles upright, and this card is one of the strongest indicators of long-term partnership in the entire tarot. This is the card of teamwork, collaboration, shared goals, and building something meaningful together. In the context of marriage, it shows that the person you end up with is someone who wants to build a life with you, not just share moments with you. They want to create a home, a future, a foundation. They want to work through challenges with you rather than avoid them. They want to understand you, not just be with you. The Three of Pentacles also suggests that your future spouse may be someone you meet through work, community, collaboration, or a shared project. It could be someone who admires your skills, your creativity, your dedication, or your mind. It could be someone who sees your value long before romance enters the picture. This is not a relationship where one person carries all the emotional weight. This is a partnership where both people contribute, both people show up, and both people feel valued. Your guides are emphasizing that your marriage is not meant to be chaotic or unstable. It is meant to be grounded, steady, and built on mutual respect. It is meant to be a relationship where both people grow together, support each other, and create something lasting. This is not a fleeting connection. This is a foundation. As we move deeper into your reading, the energy shifts again with the appearance of the Five of Swords upright. This card is often misunderstood as simply conflict or tension, but in the context of your marriage path, it speaks to a very specific emotional crossroads. It shows that before you reach the relationship that becomes your long-term partnership, you will face a moment of clarity that may feel uncomfortable but ultimately liberating. This is the moment where you recognize that someone you once believed was meant for you, or someone who felt like a soulmate, is not aligned with your long-term happiness. The Five of Swords is not about losing. It is about choosing. It is about choosing peace over chaos, clarity over confusion, and self-respect over emotional entanglement. It shows that there may be a person in your life, or someone from your past, who brought intensity, chemistry, or emotional depth, but who also brought instability, miscommunication, or emotional imbalance. This person may have felt like a soulmate because the connection was powerful, familiar, or karmic. But your guides are showing that this connection was meant to awaken you, not to be your final destination. This card often appears when someone is holding on to a relationship out of fear, hope, or emotional attachment, even though the connection is draining more than it is nourishing. It appears when someone is trying to make something work that is not meant to be sustained. It appears when someone is learning the difference between a soulmate who teaches you and a partner who walks with you. And your guides are saying that this moment of clarity is not a punishment. It is a turning point. It is the moment where you step out of a cycle and into alignment with the love that is truly meant for you. The Five of Swords also shows that you may have a tendency to internalize conflict, to blame yourself, or to question whether you could have done something differently. But your guides want you to know that this moment is not about fault. It is about truth. It is about recognizing that not every powerful connection is meant to become a lifelong partnership. Some connections are meant to open your heart, awaken your intuition, or help you grow. But the person you marry is someone who brings peace, not turmoil. And that brings us to the King of Swords upright, which is one of the clearest indicators of your future spouse's energy. This card represents someone who is intelligent, emotionally mature, clear-minded, and grounded. They communicate directly. They value honesty. They do not play games. They do not leave you guessing. They do not disappear when things get difficult. This is someone who brings stability into your life, not instability. They bring clarity, not confusion. They bring emotional safety, not emotional chaos. The King of Swords is someone who has done their own inner work. They are not coming into your life with unresolved emotional wounds that spill into the relationship. They are not someone who needs you to fix them or guide them. They are someone who meets you as an equal. They are someone who respects your boundaries, your emotions, and your individuality. They are someone who values partnership, not possession. They are someone who sees your sensitivity as a strength, not a burden. Your guides are showing that this person may be logical, analytical, or thoughtful. They may have a career that involves communication, leadership, strategy, or decision-making. They may be someone who thinks before they act, who listens deeply, and who speaks with intention. But more importantly, they are someone who brings emotional steadiness into your life. They are someone who helps calm the fears shown in the Nine of Swords. They are someone who helps you feel grounded, secure, and understood. This is the kind of person who shows up consistently. The kind of person who follows through. The kind of person who keeps their word. The kind of person who makes you feel safe enough to open your heart fully again. And your guides are saying that this is the energy of the person you marry. This is the person who becomes your partner, your teammate, your companion. Then we move into the Queen of Cups reversed, and this card speaks directly to your emotional healing. It shows that before you fully step into the relationship that leads to marriage, you will go through a period of emotional recalibration. You may have moments where you feel disconnected from your intuition, unsure of your feelings, or overwhelmed by your emotions. You may have moments where you doubt your worthiness or question whether you are ready for the kind of love you desire. You may have moments where you feel like you are giving too much or not enough, or where you struggle to find emotional balance. But the Queen of Cups reversed is not a warning. It is a reflection of your healing process. It is a reminder that your emotional sensitivity is a gift, not a weakness. It is a reminder that you are learning to give love without losing yourself. It is a reminder that you are learning to receive love without shrinking. It is a reminder that you are learning to trust your heart again. Your guides are saying that this emotional recalibration is part of your path toward marriage. It is not a delay. It is preparation. It is strengthening you. It is helping you step into a relationship where you are not overgiving, overcompensating, or overexplaining. It is helping you step into a relationship where you feel balanced, grounded, and emotionally safe. This card also shows that you may have a tendency to absorb the emotions of others, to take responsibility for their feelings, or to prioritize their needs over your own. But your guides are helping you release this pattern. They are helping you step into a relationship where emotional reciprocity is natural, not forced. They are helping you step into a partnership where you feel supported, not drained. And now we reach the heart of the question: will you marry your soulmate or someone else? The cards are clear. The person you marry is not the person who triggers your deepest fears. It is not the person who brings emotional instability. It is not the person who feels like a karmic cycle. The Five of Swords shows that you walk away from someone who may feel like a soulmate, but is not aligned with your long-term happiness. The King of Swords shows that the person you marry is someone who brings clarity, stability, and emotional safety. This person may or may not be a soulmate in the traditional sense, but they are a soul-aligned partner. They are someone who is meant to walk with you through life. They are someone who is meant to build a future with you. They are someone who is meant to be your equal. Your guides want you to understand that the concept of a soulmate is not always about the person you end up marrying. Sometimes a soulmate comes into your life to awaken you, to teach you, to challenge you, or to help you grow. But the person you marry is the person who chooses you every day. The person who shows up. The person who builds with you. The person who loves you in a way that feels steady, grounded, and real. As we move into the deeper layers of this reading, your guides begin to speak more directly about the emotional preparation that leads you toward the marriage that is meant for you. They want you to understand that the path you are on is not random, and it is not delayed. It is unfolding in a way that aligns with your growth, your healing, and your readiness to receive a love that feels stable, reciprocal, and emotionally safe. They want you to know that the experiences you've had, even the painful ones, have been shaping you into someone who can recognize the difference between intensity and compatibility, between chemistry and consistency, between a soulmate who awakens you and a partner who walks beside you. Your guides are showing that the emotional work you are doing now is not just about healing from the past. It is about preparing for the future. It is about learning how to communicate your needs clearly, how to set boundaries without guilt, how to trust your intuition without second-guessing yourself, and how to receive love without shrinking or overthinking. They want you to know that the person you marry is someone who will meet you in this emotional space. They will not require you to abandon yourself. They will not require you to suppress your feelings. They will not require you to carry the emotional weight of the relationship alone. This is where the Queen of Cups reversed becomes especially important. This card shows that you are learning how to balance your emotional depth with emotional boundaries. You are learning how to feel deeply without drowning in your feelings. You are learning how to love fully without losing yourself. You are learning how to trust your heart without letting fear dictate your choices. Your guides are helping you strengthen your emotional center so that when the right person enters your life, you meet them from a place of clarity, not fear. They want you to know that your sensitivity is not something you need to hide or tone down. It is something that your future partner will appreciate, value, and protect. They will see your emotional depth as a gift. They will see your intuition as wisdom. They will see your vulnerability as strength. They will not take advantage of your softness. They will honor it. Your guides are also showing that the person you marry is someone who brings emotional steadiness into your life. They are someone who helps you feel grounded, not overwhelmed. They are someone who helps you feel safe, not anxious. They are someone who helps you feel understood, not misunderstood. This is someone who communicates clearly, listens deeply, and responds thoughtfully. They are someone who values emotional honesty and mutual respect. They are someone who wants to build a life with you, not just share fleeting moments. This is why the King of Swords appears so strongly in your reading. This card represents someone who is emotionally mature, mentally clear, and deeply committed to truth and integrity. They are not someone who plays games or avoids difficult conversations. They are someone who approaches love with intention, clarity, and responsibility. They are someone who understands the importance of emotional safety and consistency. They are someone who values partnership, not power dynamics. Your guides want you to know that this person is not intimidated by your emotional depth. They are drawn to it. They are inspired by it. They are grounded enough within themselves to hold space for your feelings without becoming overwhelmed or defensive. They are someone who brings balance to your emotional world, not chaos. And this is where the question of soulmates becomes more nuanced. Your guides are saying that the person you marry may not be the person you once believed was your soulmate. They may not be the person who awakened your heart or triggered your deepest emotions. They may not be the person who felt familiar in a karmic or spiritual way. But they are the person who aligns with your future, not your past. They are the person who supports your growth, not your wounds. They are the person who brings peace, not turmoil. Your guides want you to understand that soulmate connections are not always meant to become lifelong partnerships. Some soulmates enter your life to teach you, to challenge you, to awaken you, or to help you grow. But the person you marry is the person who chooses you consistently, who shows up for you, who builds with you, and who loves you in a way that feels steady, grounded, and real. They may not be the soulmate who shook your world, but they are the partner who helps you build a world. Your guides are saying that the love you are moving toward is not meant to be chaotic or overwhelming. It is meant to be peaceful, supportive, and emotionally fulfilling. It is meant to be a partnership where both people feel valued, respected, and understood. It is meant to be a relationship where you feel safe enough to be your full self, without fear of judgment or rejection. They want you to know that the emotional healing you are doing now is preparing you for this kind of love. It is helping you release the patterns that once kept you stuck in relationships that were intense but unstable. It is helping you recognize the difference between emotional chemistry and emotional compatibility. It is helping you step into a future where love feels like a sanctuary, not a battlefield. Your guides are also saying that the timing of your marriage is aligned with your emotional readiness. They want you to trust that the universe is not withholding love from you. It is preparing you for the love that is meant for you. It is guiding you toward a partnership that supports your growth, honors your heart, and aligns with your soul's purpose. They want you to release the fear that you will choose wrong. They want you to release the fear that you will end up with someone who doesn't understand you. They want you to release the fear that you will repeat old patterns. You are not the same person you were before. You are wiser now. You are more self-aware. You are more grounded. You are more connected to your intuition, even if it doesn't always feel that way. Your guides want you to trust yourself. They want you to trust your heart.
They want you to trust the path you are on.
They want you to trust that the person you marry is someone who will meet you with the same depth, sincerity, and emotional honesty that you bring into the relationship. As we move into the final stretch of your reading, your guides begin to bring everything into focus. They want you to understand not only who you are moving toward, but also why the journey has unfolded the way it has. They want you to see the purpose behind the timing, the lessons, the emotional shifts, and the relationships that have shaped your heart. They want you to know that nothing has been wasted. Nothing has been random. Nothing has been a detour. Every experience has been preparing you for the love that is meant to stay. Your guides are showing that the marriage you are moving toward is not something that arrives suddenly or chaotically. It is something that unfolds naturally, steadily, and with a sense of emotional clarity. It is not a connection that leaves you questioning where you stand. It is not a connection that triggers your deepest fears. It is not a connection that feels like a test. It is a connection that feels like coming home. It is a connection that feels like exhaling after holding your breath for too long. It is a connection that feels like being seen, understood, and valued in a way that you may not have experienced before. They want you to know that the person you marry is someone who brings emotional safety into your life. They are someone who helps you feel grounded, not overwhelmed. They are someone who helps you feel calm, not anxious. They are someone who helps you feel secure, not uncertain. This is someone who communicates clearly, listens deeply, and responds with intention. They are someone who values honesty, consistency, and emotional maturity. They are someone who shows up for you in ways that feel steady, reliable, and deeply supportive. Your guides are emphasizing that this person is not the one who triggered the Nine of Swords energy in your past. They are not the one who left you feeling confused, anxious, or emotionally drained. They are not the one who made you question your worth or your intuition. They are not the one who brought conflict, miscommunication, or emotional imbalance into your life. The Five of Swords shows that you walk away from that energy. You release it. You outgrow it. You choose yourself. And that choice is what opens the door to the relationship that leads to marriage. Your guides want you to understand that the person you marry is someone who aligns with your future, not your past. They are someone who supports your growth, not your wounds. They are someone who brings peace, not turmoil. They are someone who meets you with the same emotional depth, sincerity, and commitment that you bring into the relationship. They are someone who values partnership, not power. They are someone who sees your heart clearly and treats it with care. They want you to know that the emotional healing you are doing now is preparing you for this kind of love. It is helping you release the patterns that once kept you stuck in relationships that were intense but unstable. It is helping you recognize the difference between emotional chemistry and emotional compatibility. It is helping you step into a future where love feels like a sanctuary, not a battlefield. Your guides are saying that the Queen of Cups reversed is not a sign that you are broken or unready. It is a sign that you are recalibrating. You are learning how to trust your intuition again. You are learning how to listen to your emotions without letting them overwhelm you. You are learning how to give love without losing yourself. You are learning how to receive love without shrinking. You are learning how to balance your emotional depth with emotional boundaries. And this balance is what allows you to step into a relationship that feels healthy, stable, and fulfilling. They want you to know that the person you marry is someone who honors your emotional world. They do not dismiss your feelings. They do not minimize your sensitivity. They do not make you feel like you are too much or not enough. They are someone who understands that your emotional depth is part of your magic. They are someone who values your intuition, your empathy, and your ability to feel deeply. They are someone who sees your heart clearly and treats it with respect. Your guides are also showing that the marriage you are moving toward is not just emotionally fulfilling. It is spiritually aligned. It is a partnership that supports your soul's growth. It is a relationship that helps you step into your purpose, your power, and your authenticity. It is a connection that feels guided, protected, and divinely timed. It is a relationship that brings out the best in you, not because it is perfect, but because it is balanced, honest, and rooted in mutual respect. They want you to know that the person you marry is someone who sees you as an equal. They are someone who values your voice, your perspective, and your dreams. They are someone who wants to build a life with you, not just share moments with you. They are someone who wants to grow with you, not outgrow you. They are someone who wants to create a future with you that feels meaningful, stable, and aligned with both of your values. Your guides are saying that the love you are moving toward is not meant to be rushed. It is meant to unfold naturally, at a pace that feels safe and steady. It is meant to grow over time, deepening as you both learn more about each other. It is meant to be a partnership where both people feel supported, understood, and valued. It is meant to be a relationship where you feel emotionally held, not emotionally drained. They want you to trust the timing of your life. They want you to trust that the universe is guiding you toward the right person. They want you to trust that your heart will recognize them when they appear. They want you to trust that the connection will unfold naturally, without force, without fear, and without confusion. They want you to trust that you are not behind, not late, and not missing your chance. You are aligning with the kind of love that matches the person you are becoming. Your guides are also saying that the marriage you are moving toward is not something you need to fear. It is something you can look forward to. It is something that will feel like a new beginning, not a continuation of old wounds. It is something that will feel like a partnership, not a struggle. It is something that will feel like a blessing, not a burden. They want you to know that you are worthy of a love that feels steady, grounded, and emotionally safe. You are worthy of a partner who sees your heart clearly and treats it with care. You are worthy of a relationship that supports your growth, honors your emotions, and aligns with your soul's purpose. You are worthy of a marriage that feels like home. Your guides are saying that the person you marry is someone who brings out the best in you. They are someone who helps you feel emotionally balanced. They are someone who respects your boundaries. They are someone who values your heart. They are someone who sees your sensitivity as a strength, not a burden. They are someone who communicates clearly. They are someone who chooses peace over conflict. They are someone who wants to build a life with you, not just share fleeting moments. They want you to know that the love you are moving toward is worth the wait. It is worth the healing. It is worth the clarity. It is worth the journey. They want you to trust that the universe is guiding you toward the right person, at the right time, in the right way. They want you to trust that your heart will recognize them. They want you to trust that the connection will unfold naturally, without force, without fear, and without confusion. Your guides want you to carry this final message with you. You are not moving toward a love that mirrors your past. You are moving toward a love that honors your future. You are moving toward a partnership that feels aligned, balanced, and emotionally safe. You are moving toward a marriage that feels like home. You are moving toward someone who chooses you, respects you, and loves you in a way that feels steady, grounded, and real. And you are ready for this. More ready than you realize.